And despite the belt tightening, South Korea has set aside a record high amount for official development assistance in line with its global pivotal state policy. Military spending is also set to go up to counter North Korea's nuclear and missile aggression. For more, here is our foreign affairs correspondent Bae Eun-ji.
South Korea has tentatively allocated its largest ever budget for official development assistance, or government aid designed to promote the economic development and welfare of other countries. Stressing the country's growing role in the global community, President Yoon said Tuesday that the government plans to raise the ODA budget next year to 6.5 trillion Korean won, or roughly $4.9 billion.
글로벌 중추국가로서 국제사회에 대한 책임 있는 역할과 기여도 확대해야 합니다. 우크라이나 재건 지원 ODA 예산을 5배 이상 확대하고 디지털 분야 ODA를 대폭 늘리겠습니다.
Of the total ODA budget, nearly $400 million will be used to support Ukraine, which is 8 times higher than last year. It will spend $196 million to provide medical supplies, humanitarian aid, and around $98 million for reconstruction projects. And another $98 million will be given to help Ukraine through international agencies. As for next year's defense budget, the country has announced a plan to increase it by 4.5%, focusing on strengthening its capabilities to counter North Korea's nuclear missile threats. The Defense Ministry said Tuesday that it'll submit a budget proposal of about $45 billion to the National Assembly on Friday for approval. It seeks to spend around $13.5 billion to bolster defense capabilities, 5.2% higher compared to the year before. This includes building a combined combat system using both manned and unmanned assets, as well as developing the country's so-called three-axis defense system, a scheme to counter North Korea's nuclear missile threats. The first axis is to preemptively strike North Korea's nuclear missile sites when there are signs of an imminent attack targeting South Korea. If that fails, it moves on to the second axis, intercepting launched missiles using a multi-layered missile defense system. And finally, the third axis, mass retaliation against North Korea following an attack on the South. The ministry also set aside $31 billion to run its military forces, an increase of 5.8% on year. Meanwhile, the government decided to cut next year's budget for the Unification Ministry by more than 20%. Bae Eun-ji, 아리랑뉴스.